Stations, we're coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, mark. 1 minute stations, 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime, on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Coming up on 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds, stations. Have fun.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network. On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, live from Palace Social. Welcome to the José Cruz Jr. Show. The José Cruz Jr. Show is brought to you by IBEW Local Union 716, by Carbach, crafted for serious fun, and by Palace Social, one of Houston's premier entertainment and event destinations, offering high-end food and cocktails, bowling, virtual reality, arcade, and so much more. Now, to lead things off, along with the coach, here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes, you know, we are back, our final edition here. Great crowd for our last edition of the José Cruz Jr. Show here this season. How about them Owls this weekend, taking that series from the FIU Panthers? Yes, indeed. And we have the Owls here. In my experience, and not that I've been doing this for too long, but it's been a good spell. We've never done something like this. So, Kirby, everybody, logistically, it worked out. So we have the whole team, and great turnout here tonight at Palace Social, 4191 Bel Air Boulevard. Good food, good friends, good times here at Palace Social. Family-friendly restaurant, entertainment, event venue, short drive from Rice University right around the corner, right next to Moeller's Bakery, which I had to, since it was the last show, get something for Mrs. Rice House Voice and myself. But right by Moeller's, not quite past, not to the tracks, but right before that. It is some good stuff. Bowling lanes, don't hurt your elbow like I did last week. Nikki's not here, but she said it'd be okay, and it has improved a bit. But high-end food, craft cocktails, virtual reality, and much more. Book your next event at palacesocial.com. They wanted me to pass on the info that Wednesday, a little event coming up on Wednesday at Reclink Park. But Wednesday starts the summer hours here at Palace Social, 11 a.m. They open. So like tonight, we've got a bunch of kiddos back there bowling. They've got the arcade. They got some VR, Pop-A-Shot. It is a great scene. So stay tuned in just a bit. We have Bixby Family Head Baseball Coach for Rice House, José Cruz Jr., wrapping up that FIU series win. And we have the one and the only pride of Atascocita, the big right-hander, Matthew Linsky, joining us on the show. Big Matt. And it wouldn't be fair to have a pitcher and not have a battery mate, so we have Colin Hannigan also on the show, one of the Owls catchers, joining us. He will amaze us as usual. And then late breaking news. I have it confirmed from sources. These players are going to be on. It is the one and only, now named today, the Conference USA Pitcher of the Week, J.D. McCracken. J.D. doing work on Saturday. We'll talk about that. And since we started the show, he's been bugging me to come back. So since he's a Bel Air guy and he's had a pretty nifty season, we have Parker Smith coming back on the show as well. And then Coach and I will come back and we'll preview the Conference USA tournament. That starts 4 o'clock-ish in that area coming up on Wednesday. Owls taking on the top-seeded DBU Patriots, and they took 2 or 3 from Western Kentucky over the weekend, and then Owls also in that bottom half of the bracket with Western Kentucky and FAU. You can get your tickets, riceowls.com. 110 reserved section gets you for the whole tournament, $90 general admission. They have single game prices, $20 or $15. Tourney starts at 9 a.m. Wednesday. It is such a fun time of some baseball, and the Owls will be a part of it coming up. And coming up, we have Man of the Hour and his team, José Cruz Jr. joining us next. It's the José Cruz Jr. Show live at Palace Social from Learfield.
You do now. Head down the street to Little Woodrow's in Rice Village and relax over indoor and outdoor games, sports, and drink specials that a college student can't refuse. All you have to do is bring your student ID to enjoy $2.50 domestic drafts. Also, don't miss out on our Thursday college nights as we've got $2 domestic drafts and $3 shot specials. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on all of our upcoming events and specials. Little Woodrow's, the official Rice Owls game day headquarters.
DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites is the preferred hotel for anybody visiting the medical center, the museum district, or Rice University. We offer the largest suites in the medical center, complete with full kitchens, and our full-service restaurant and outdoor pool will make your stay complete. We look forward to having you experience the DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites soon. And if you need a group rate or 10 or more rooms, don't forget to call 713-528-7744. That's 713-528-7744.
Conference races are heating up, and we've got your bases covered more than ever on college sports now.
We always go 3 up and 3 down, and now we're doing it 2 times a week, every Tuesday and Thursday on CSN.
Take a trip around the bases with us, Kyle Schasberger, David Kahn, and Michael Serber as we journey toward Omaha.
Breaking news, special guests, top radio calls, and more. You can find it all wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
Owls fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. So whether you're an athlete or not, the Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit any of our 40-plus Houston area locations or thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rice University Athletics.
Welcome back to the José Cruz Jr. Show. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. The final edition here of the José Cruz Jr. Show live at Palace Social, 4191 Bel Air Boulevard. Stay tuned. Next few segments, a parade of Owls coming through to talk about the end of the regular season and moving on into the Conference USA Tournament. Now we have Bixby Family at Baseball coach for Rice Owls, José Cruz Jr. Coach.
How are you?
Good. How much, I know we talked before that last game, but how much did you take a sigh of relief after that clinching win on, I guess it was, I'm trying to back up the series. Yeah, so the Saturday game was Friday, the middle game, yeah. So how big of a relief was that to clinch, especially at home to do it?
It was a tough game, well pitched, really. I mean, thank God we got the pitcher of the week on our team of the right week, right? So, I mean, he gave up, I want to say it was 1 hit that I can recall, and it was in the first inning. And then after that, he was mowing, he was cruising. I mean, we've seen the progression. Parker and I have both been talking about it and wanting him to throw more pitches. And at the beginning of the year, it seemed like there was 1 inning where he lost control. Then maybe a little bit of fatigue towards the end, and then all of a sudden it started to work itself out. And of the last 3-4 outings, it's been really good, and he's increased his pitch count, and he's been very competitive late in games. So it's given us a chance to win, really. So we're excited for what's happening with him here so late in the season. Along to compliment Parker Smith as well. So I'm excited for what we have.
So let's talk about the dynamics of the Thursday and the Friday game. As you flip the script, you get the 2 late runs in the 8th inning, and then you get the walk-off in the bottom of the ninth to get that clinch that you talked about a little bit. So discuss those games and how big it was to get those at that time.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it was definitely right up from the beginning, I mean, they have one of the better hitters in conference, and a guy named Guida, and we were just talking about, hey, let's not throw many sliders over the plate, back him off the plate and just make him chase away. And sure enough, the first slider was over the plate and he hits a 3-run homer right away. I mean, they had a plan against Parker right away. They obviously studied him and were jumping on first pitches, weren't giving him a chance to really even think about it. But then all of a sudden we're down 3-0. But we come back. We've done a really good job of just answering back when the other team scores this year. So we came back. Max Johnson hit a bloop single. Jack Riddell came in, got a base hit to right. And next thing you know, Connor Walsh hits the ball off the scoreboard. So it's 3-3 right away. So it was like, this is the kind of game it's going to be. So which was great. I mean, we kept fighting. It was like a tug of war, and then we put enough pressure on one of their better relievers at the end there, and he ends up throwing the ball against the backstop. We took the lead, and then Connor Walsh got an infield single that gave us another run, and that sealed the deal. And Linsky came in and shut it down. And again, he's been really good. Justin Long gave us a really good shot there. He was overpowering FIU hitters as well. So I mean, that combination with Long and Linsky going back to back is really tough for anyone. So we're going to see if we can get a lead early and get those guys to pitch behind them and take full advantage of what we have.
The offense has really picked it up. I don't have it down to the decimal point, but they've been hitting the last 11, 12 games about 270-ish in that region to really bump up the team batting average. And obviously the Prairie View game, that was a big boost too. But even in FIU, you got getting better situations, getting the big hits when you need them, right?
Yeah, I think we're starting to get into a groove. I mean, I want to say we have more. We didn't think we were going to have more power than last year, but we do have more power than last year. The numbers say so. We're starting to get into better hitting positions. We're starting to learn how to battle with 2 strikes. Starting to learn how to keep the line moving and have big innings. We've had a bunch of them this year. So it's like those things are happening. We're still coming up with different thoughts and ideas and languages that we have when it comes to hitting. And the guys gravitate to it. They want to be better. They work hard at it. So it's been a slow process, and it's been working though. And we keep pulling up with more things for them to grasp, one step at a time. But it's ready and it's moving, and it's just like in another year it's going to be even better because now we can hit the ground running, and we already speak the same language, and we know they know what I expect from them and how to work and how to battle with 2 strikes and capitalize from team's mistakes, and that's what's been happening.
Yeah, speak more, if you don't mind, to JD getting the second Pitcher of the Week award for you this season. Of course, Parker had the other one against FAU, but at one point he retired 17 straight, really going, and did not allow a hit after that first inning that he had. He just kept going, and he keeps getting better and better, more durable, like you've been preaching throughout the season.
Well, I think something that's also been really impressive in the last few outings too is that his velocity has really stayed the same. I mean, I want to say he was still throwing 91, 92 in the 7th inning, which is a big deal because before maybe it might have been 88, 87, but now you're still getting that velocity, the power still there late in the game. So he's building up to something really good. Same could be said for Parker as well, which is the velocity stays. So now it's just a matter of executing it. And JD has some funny arm angles that he comes at you with, sometimes over the top, sometimes from the side. Throws like 3 pitches that are like, completely different miles per hour, and they move a little bit different, but they come out exactly the same. So that kind of deception is really good. He's a guy that's really tough to prepare for because you don't really see guys throw from these angles all the time. So he causes chaos at the plate, and you don't know where he's coming from. Next thing you know, he's throwing sinker balls, and all of a sudden he throws 91 mile an hour riding fastball by you. So I mean, those are things that he works with Parker Bangs about, and he creates this hitting issue. So if he throws strikes, he's really tough to hit no matter what. I mean, one guy may get a single, but for 2 or 3 singles to go back to back is going to be really difficult. So again, we're happy to have him. So
I asked about the offense on a whole, but 2 guys I wanted to single out. Ben Dukes continued his steady play. He had 5 hits, 4 home runs. And I don't think I even added, that was with the Prairie View game as well, too. But speak to him, and Jack Rydell continues to go. Connor Walsh had 8 RBIs those first 2 games of the week. So the guys really keep stacking games and at bats, and it keeps improving.
Right. Well, when it comes to Dukes, it's like he's been really just grinding out the whole year, always showing up, never complaining, do what's asked, go above and beyond. You always see him working on something out there, which is great. And then it just came to time, and it's like, man, why don't we just give Dukes a shot to see? I mean, we had kind of seemed like a revolving door in left field anyway. So it's like, let's give him a shot. His swing looks good. We play practice games. It's there. He's had at bat, so let's see. And next thing you know, he did exactly what we thought he was going to give us, which is just a full-out effort and pretty reliable with the glove out there. He's pretty athletic as well. So next thing you know, he gets a hit. Next thing you know, he gets 2 hits, double, triple. So it's like it's been very productive and very steady in the outfield. I think he's made our outfield defense better. So it's great. I mean, and he's swinging the bat well. So it's right on time for the conference tournament, and we're gonna need him to have a good series for us to win some games.
Speak to the improvement this year. While you get the 8 seed, and that certainly isn't the goal every year, obviously, Captain Obvious, but to get that after what you went through last year and the early parts, heck, even a few weeks ago, what's it mean as you build this program and continue to raise that standard?
Well, I think it was just some really funky games. And I know the guys that have been watching, there's a lot of games there we could have had. Like, it seemed like we had it in the hands, and then late in the game something would happen. Whether it's a defensive lapse or we threw a pitch down the middle or some to that effect where the other team capitalized on our mistakes. So playing fairly well, but it's just those little things that make you win or lose, right? And just we have to close out the games. We have to play 9 full innings, and I keep harping on that the whole time. I think that's just kind of the process of learning how to win and learning how to have an at-bat, have a team at-bat, hit a fly ball when you need it, pull a ground ball, move a guy over, lay down a bunt, things like that help you come in and win games. I mean, we've seen it. It's happened before. I mean, we had pressure. I mean, the other one of the games at FIU, here we are, we're in trouble. Here comes Jack Van Shoshan, and it's like, hey, man, I need you to get this guy out. You have one guy, let's go. And he's like, I'm ready. Boom. Next thing you know, strikes him out. Next thing you know, Royo leads off the next inning or whatever, gets a base hit. Start putting pressure right away on the other team. We lay down a bunt. All of a sudden, we have a lot of pressure, and the guy caves and throws the ball against the backstop. So things like that are helpful, right, when it comes to the team. And then, Linsky, again, he's feeling good and understands the mechanics better, wants the ball. He's been electric. So it's like these things are starting to happen, starting to rub off on guys. I can go down the list. Connor Walsh has been swinging great. Jack Waddell's been swinging great. Max is getting his groove on. So those are big deals for us to extend our lineup. And the more that happens, the more it's contagious, and the more we're just going to start winning games.
You talked about Linsky there, but speak to him and also Colin Hannigan coming on the show the next couple of segments. What they memories from them, and also kind of lumping 7 questions at once. They had the senior day. What's the representation of the guys that have been through the battles? What's that mean?
It was great. I mean, Rice is a different place because it's beyond just baseball. They go there. It's not just I'm going there for baseball. There's baseball and there's a academic standard that goes along with it, which basically creates what we call the Rice guy, right? You got to be the Rice guy. So the guys that go through there and played sports and the whole deal and survived it, they understand what it is and what it's like. I think that's what joins and makes our alumni be a part of what we're doing, because they understand what everybody's going through to be able to be a Rice guy. So, for them to be able to have success on and off the field, and or I should say on the field and in the classroom, because academically we've been really, really good here since I've been here anyway. So, which is great. So it's really it's a formidable task that they've taken upon themselves to do well, and it's going to show itself in life as they progress with that kind of attitude. And Hannigan over here, he's like our other coach. He's like our unpaid coach that we have on the team. So he's always constantly watching games, or he has good input of what's going on. He's extra eyes for me to watch what the opposition is doing in certain places, which is great. So, again, we're lucky to have him. He gives us everything he has every time, never question effort. So, again, very happy to be able to spend as much time as we have Cullen and with Linsky, although we have another year with Linsky unless he goes pro on us, but hopefully not.
Yeah. Hey, Jose, thanks. We'll come back and talk more tournament coming up later on. Appreciate it. Jose Cruz Jr., head coach of our Rice Owls. Stay tuned. Coming up, the aforementioned Matthew Linsky will come up to the high table and join us next. This is the Jose Cruz Jr. Show live from Palace Social from Learfield.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The parking spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the parking spot. The Parking Spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
We interrupt your top 40 hits to issue this alert from the Karbach Brewing Company. In our efforts to brew our distinct and popular Hopadillo IPA, we have unwittingly created a monster. A monster with an insatiable thirst. A monster that will not stop until it gets what it wants. An ice-cold Hopadillo IPA. Just like the one I'm holding in my hand. Bold, flavorful, dry-hopped, irresistible. Go, sweet Mary! Hopadillo. Find it before it finds you. Bravely brewed in Texas by the Karbach Brewing Company.
Howdy Homemade Ice Cream is here. Howdy is an ice cream shop in Katy, Texas that makes ice cream in-house and has a unique mission to employ individuals that are differently abled. Stop by and enjoy some ice cream. With every scoop you buy, you help support employment for special needs. Coming to Rice Athletics venues in the fall.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great. When your next construction project needs to be on time and on budget, it's time to hire IBEW electricians. Learn more at IBEW716.net.
Hey, it's JP here to tell you that, yes, there's more Rice Owls content out there for you to consume. Subscribe and download the official podcast of Rice Athletics, Rice Owls Insider. Rice Owls Insider provides a unique new look at a variety of head coaches, players, and other integral voices inside the Rice Athletics department. Plus, you can find archive coaches shows as well. For the best in Rice Owls content, subscribe to Rice Owls Insider, the official podcast of Rice Athletics. Available on Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Live at Palace Social, this is the Jose Cruz Jr. Show. Now, alongside the coach, let's rejoin the voice of the Owls, JP Heath.
Welcome back here, the Jose Cruz Jr. Show. One final time, uno mas. It is Matthew Linsky of our Rice Owls, Big 40, the former Eagle of Atascocita. How you doing, young man?
Good, JP. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing the crowd tonight, by the way.
Yeah, they all wanted to come on.
Yeah, Manny and everybody else that come. I mean, they don't have the big crowd, but you come and you must be calling too,
Yeah.
You must know. Hey, what did it mean to get, as you can see, I'm sure you kept score before, but I tracked all the data here, but I got to write down Linsky winning pitcher Thursday night, Linsky winning pitcher Friday. Well, what did that in itself mean? Obviously, yeah, a lot went into that. And a lot of it's timing of the game, but what did that mean, and to be able to help the team so much? I know a lot of other folks help too, but from your standpoint, what that?
I mean, it's been good being able to go in there the ninth, knowing that we're close or have the lead, and kind of just being able to just kind of close the door, be able to move on to the win tonight. Last weekend against FIU was definitely a really fun series. I enjoyed that a lot.
What's been the spark recently? You've really stepped it up and improved there on the bump. What's been the key for you?
It's just kind of sticking with the drills that Banks gives me every day, kind of keeping them kind of in motion every day, kind of focus on them. And then kind of the new things we mix in, kind of the things we learned over the season is just kind of all working in and just kind of ending with like a good product that I like to see.
Explain, coming into this season, I remember you and I talking in the offseason, hey, you didn't know, hey, you could be a starter, but you've been a long guy, you've been a late guy, and I know you could start in the future, but track this season for us, and there have been some lows and highs, but what's your Matthew Linsky perspective on the year and how the team has gone through the ups and downs too, but ending on a good note here?
Yeah, I've definitely gone through my ups and downs through the season, but I'm just happy just kind of continuing that we have a couple weeks left to keep kind of continuing to keep on going on this up. So it's kind of just been my goal of this season, just kind of end on a strong note and kind of just give it all I got until we see how far we can go.
Yeah. Coming in, I always say when you come in, I go through the regulars, the height, weight, and stuff, but you really improve your physical condition from the off season. I mean, everybody works out, I know, but what special pride did you take, and where do you think you improved the most physically coming into this season?
Well, I definitely lost a little bit of weight this season. I think that helped me go a little bit longer than I did last season. Kind of last season, the max I had was maybe 1 or 2 innings. I've gone a little bit longer. I've gotten up to 3 and 4. Not as much lately since I'm kind of moved back into that closing role. But it definitely helps me feel my body move more efficiently. I can definitely feel that, and kind of more controlled through the kind of mound motion that I've had like recently.
So you come from obviously a baseball influence from your family, like most of the players here, and like in sports, like our dads are a big influence. Speak to your dad, not only what he does around baseball, but how big of an influence was he on you?
Yeah, he's been a huge influence on my baseball career growing up. He was my coach from 6 years old, probably until freshman year of high school. I kind of tried to step away from his coaching a little bit lately because, he still throw the occasional tips at me just watching me on TV and coming to the games. I'll look over them and I'll take them in a little bit, but there's only kind of so much that he can do for me now. But it's funny hearing what he has to say.
Yeah, you're like, Dad, come on.
Yeah.
What does he do again? Like he works around, he still coaches, but his day-to-day gig is working around baseball, right?
Yeah, working around baseball, being a pitching coach, kind of just coaching the next generation. It's something he really enjoys doing.
Yeah. Astros fan growing up?
Astros fan, and also a little bit Baltimore Orioles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you always know, like, about what age did you think, hey, I'm going to pitch? Or did you give up hitting at a certain age? When did you kind of know, hey, my meal ticket is probably 60 and a half feet away from home plate?
Yeah, I think it was probably about freshman, sophomore year of high school. I just knew I couldn't keep up with the other kids around the bases. I'm like, man, I'm just going to have to cut it out and just stick with pitching. And that's kind of where I've ended up today. But, yeah, it's something I've always enjoyed a little bit more. Hitting was fun and all, but I wasn't the biggest fan of striking out, so I think that's kind of why I moved to pitching.
And you gave up basketball at a pretty young age. I'm sure people always ask you, hey, do you play basketball? Just assuming you're Mr. 6'7", 6'8" guy, right?
Yeah, I tried it out in middle school. It was fun, but man, we definitely had a bunch of dudes at our high school. I couldn't compete with those guys, even being my size.
Yeah, that comes to mind now. I'm not in the basketball mode, but forgetting the guy that went to Purdue.
Yeah,
you've had a few guys.
Carson Edwards.
Yeah, Carson Edwards. So there wasn't that pressure to play basketball? You just said, no, I'm pitching?
No, there's no way I could have just kept up with those guys on the court.
Did you always know you were going to come to Rice, or was that at the top of the list? Where did that figure in once you were coming here? I know, I guess, if you can remember, that was 3 years ago, I guess, now.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but I've definitely went to a couple Rice games when I was younger, and I'm like, man, it's a really nice school. It's close to home. I mean, what else could I really ask for? And then it was really one of the top tier schools on my list that I was always looking for. And then when I got that call from Paul Giannis, it was like, yeah, maybe this might have to do. I have to work.
Yeah.
And then I'm happy where I've been and happy where I've ended up, and really enjoyed it so far.
All right, two-part question. Obviously, you still have some school left, and I'm not even going to ask you, hey, you have the Major League Baseball draft coming up, and that could be an option too, but just on the academic side, what is, in this semester or classes you have taken so far, what's one class that you wish you could keep taking, or one that you're like, oh my gosh, thank goodness I don't have to take that again? Was there?
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely list some of the easy ones. I think maybe last year during the season, urban transportation was probably one of the closer ones that I really liked. But man, if you had to make me take calculus over again, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'd come back to Rice. Then that was one class I would hate to take again.
Just Cal, or was it like a different level?
It was Calc 111, and then Calc 112.
No thanks.
Yeah.
My dad's a retired math professor. When he told me he doesn't teach Pascal 3, he didn't know. I was like, man, that must be some tough stuff, right?
It's tough stuff. Yeah. Math was fun in high school, but once you get to college, you just kind of cut it out after that.
A little different between the hedges, huh?
Yeah.
So tell us about coming up for the next, hopefully, extension of a season, but what you guys have to keep going. Like, what's clicked here in the last week or so that you want to keep going, not just from your side, but from a team leadership standpoint, too?
Yeah, I feel like finally pitching and hitting are finally clicking at the same time. We definitely showed that in that last FIU series. So I feel like just carry it into this conference tournament. We'll have a nice little run with it.
All right. Hey, thanks. I'm going to tell you what I told you off air. When the baseball career is done, hopefully decades from now, you got a career in voice work. You're the only guy in here that has a much, much deeper voice than me. But, hey, thanks for everything. Good getting to know you, and keep it up, okay?
Thank you, JP.
The one and the only Matthew Linsky joining us right now. Stay tuned. Coming up next, you got a pitcher, you have a catcher. Colin Hannigan coming up next here. This is the Jose Cruz Jr. Show live from Palace Social from Learfield.
Houston, we have a cocktail. All Hands Canned Cocktails are made with 6 times distilled craft vodka at a sturdy 10% ABV to ensure you never have to sacrifice the quality of your provisions. Now available in 6 natural flavors, including raspberry lemonade, ruby red grapefruit, cherry limeade, cranberry and vodka soda, and vodka tonic classics. Follow the adventure on Instagram at @DrinkAllHands and try these bar-strength cocktails for yourself at the next game. All Hands, damn fine cocktails. Proud sponsor of Rice Athletics.
Owls fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. So whether you're an athlete or not, the Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit any of our 40-plus Houston area locations or thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rice University Athletics.
Have no post-game plans? You do now. Head down the street to Little Woodrow's in Rice Village and relax over indoor and outdoor games, sports, and drink specials that a college student can't refuse. All you have to do is bring your student ID to enjoy $2.50 domestic drafts. Also, don't miss out on our Thursday college nights as we've got $2 domestic drafts and $3 shot specials. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on all of our upcoming events and specials. Little Woodrow's, the official Rice Owls game day headquarters.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Welcome back to the Jose Cruz Jr. Show. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. Welcome back. A packed house here tonight. Hall of Famer Roger Chower in the audience. Roger, thank you, Roger. Roger's the man. Commands such the high salary. He comes out. Always joking with him. Thank you very much. Stay tuned in a bit. We have the Owls' first 2 pitchers each and every most weekend. We have J.D. McCracken and Parker Smith coming up next segment. A night of pitchers, so you have to have a catcher mixed in there. It is the one and only former Stratford Spartan, longtime Rice Owl, fan favorite. I'm just calling him a fan favorite. I'm sure he is. Colin Hannigan. How about that? Nice, huh?
Yes, sir. Very nice. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're no stranger to this. I guess we did this last season, but what's it mean? I always ask Rice seniors this. Did it go by faster than you thought in some points, or sometimes was it slower than you thought? Like, compare the last, 4 or 5 years?
Yes, sir, yeah. It was kind of a combo. There were definitely like long, just grinding times, of course, of where back-to-back exams of weeks that just never seemed to end, but it still feels like I remember my first week here on campus. I remember my first game, my first start back 4 years ago now, so it's just crazy to think that, I mean, we're here. Senior day just happened. It's at the tail end of the season, so it's just wild to think it has gone by fast.
More of those nostalgic feelings coming up?
A little bit.
Yes, it was. Again, on Saturday, I guess, when you got recognized there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely some nostalgia. Kind of all the memories really coming back to me real quick. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite team moment and individual moment that you have? And it could have been, during practice we did this, or was there some kind of thing that has happened?
No, I mean it's hard to really isolate a little on the spot here. Yeah, so
I'm known for my
yeah, exactly. I know. I mean, I'd say team moment wise, I'm really looking just forward to the next week of being in the conference tournament. First time we've been there in a couple years, so hopefully we can get some momentum and get rolling. And I guess individual back on my first start. I think that was my first start back against UH a couple years ago, and it seemed like I've just consistently been able to get in the game against UH, so that's always just a fun one for me.
I am struggling to remember. You'll understand when you get this age. Did I have a Colin Hannigan stolen base in my repertoire? Did I call one?
No, that was the first one. That's the first one for me.
So, okay, you've had one, though.
No, like last night, I think they ended up giving, I think last night they ended up giving me one.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes,
the Speedster. Like, come on,
exactly.
why don't you give me the sign more?
I know,
right?
yeah. No, but Giannis actually gave me the sign the other night. I got to give a little double take on it, so, yeah.
From the academic side, obviously, you've got the noggin, valedictorian in high school. Like, that's such an easy thing to do. So was Rice, looking back, was that kind of a, pardon the crossover sportsman, was that a slam home run? Was that an easy choice to come here? Had you always wanted to come here? And
absolutely, yeah. I've grown up in Houston. It's always been first choice, both for athletics and academics. I grew up and I remember coming to all the games when I was younger, and got an opportunity from Giannis saying, hey, like, if you get into the school, you can be on the team with us. And I'm like, fantastic. Like, I'm going to figure out how to make this happen. So, yeah.
Who was little Colin Hannigan's favorite Rice Owl? You're going to make me and a lot of us in the crowd feel older. Did you have a favorite owl or two growing up?
The one that I really remember back in, like, the camp days was Diego Seastrom.
Yeah. Blast from the past.
Yes, that seems like a while ago. But I remember he was the catcher back when I was really young. Probably, I don't know, the late 2000s or something.
08 to 11 or so.
Yep. So that was right about when I was coming to camps, and he was working there, and I remember getting to sign one of, like, the little cutout baseball cards and stuff. Yeah, that was always fun memories.
So you graduated.
Yes, sir.
And what was your degree?
Mechanical engineering and then a business minor.
Okay.
Yep.
And you've already got a gig lined up, right?
Yep. Yes, sir. So I'm going to be working oil and gas and with Enterprise Products. They're a pipeline company based right out here out of Houston, owned by the Duncans, actually. Big donor family with Rice, so that's kind of a cool connection. And I'm starting in July, so I'm really looking forward to that.
So get at least a little bit of downtime.
Yes, sir. Just a little bit. Yep.
Yeah. What growing up in Houston? What did it mean when you kind of you mentioned Coach Giannis giving you the call there, but what's all of this meant the last 4-5 years in whole? Like when you wrap it up. And you look back.
It's been everything. It's been a wonderful opportunity to be able to come here. I've really, truly made connections that I think both on the team and that will be able to help me professionally for the rest of my life. And I know Cruz was touching on a little bit earlier, but just the alumni network and the group of guys that have come through Rice is just outstanding. So I'm just very lucky and fortunate to be able to be a part of that and really just connect into this network and be a part of this big family.
So, Coach mentioned you like being the student coach in a sense.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything to get you in trouble, but evaluate. It's a pitcher's night. You got the other guys. How about that?
Yeah.
So, speak to the improvement of Matthew, but also getting up to be around and catch some of Parker and JD. JD just having the amazing game too. What have you seen from them?
Absolutely, the pitchers have always really early season they were really strong, and then in the middle of it they were showing some glimpses. But I'm just really glad that. We're just coming on really strong right now. Like, we've gained a lot of momentum the past couple of weeks, and just to be able to carry that momentum into the tournament is going to be huge. And our pitching staff is really strong. We have a deep bullpen of guys, and a lot of guys are just itching for the opportunity to be able to show what they got. So I'm really looking forward to see what we'll be able to show.
And your 4th of July weekend, Is that still playing like you've told me many times? I talk about it. I don't say it every time you come in, but
it's still in the works. It's still in the works. I'll see if I can get myself back up to North Dakota.
All right.
I know that's kind of a little second home for me, a long time summer ball home.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still in the works, to be determined.
Okay.
Yeah.
A favorite non-Texas state that both Colin and I share. Hey, thanks for everything. Thanks for being you, and keep in touch.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome anytime you want to come in. When you're done with your big oil job during the day, you can pop in anytime. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it. Absolutely.
Colin Hannigan of our Rice Owls. Stay tuned. Coming up next, somewhere out there in the mass of blue and gray, we've got Parker Smith and J.D. McCracken making the long walk to the high table. Stay tuned. This is the Jose Cruz Jr. Show live from Palace Social from Learfield.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great. When your next construction project needs to be on time and on budget, hire the electricians that light up Rice University. Learn more at IBEW716.net.
DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites is the preferred hotel for anybody visiting the medical center, the museum district, or Rice University. We offer the largest suites in the medical center, complete with full kitchens, and our full-service restaurant and outdoor pool will make your stay complete. We look forward to having you experience the DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites soon. And if you need a group rate or 10 or more rooms, don't forget to call 713-528-7744. That's 713-528-7744.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The parking spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the parking spot. The Parking Spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
Houston, we have a cocktail. All Hands Canned Cocktails are made with 6 times distilled craft vodka at a sturdy 10% ABV to ensure you never have to sacrifice the quality of your provisions. Now available in 6 natural flavors, including raspberry lemonade, ruby red grapefruit, cherry limeade, cranberry and vodka soda, and vodka tonic classic. Follow the adventure on Instagram at @DrinkAllHands and try these bar-strength cocktails for yourself at the next game. All Hands, damn fine cocktails. Proud sponsor of Rice Athletics.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Live at Palace Social, this is the Jose Cruz Jr. Show. Now, alongside the coach, let's rejoin the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
What a night. Our final edition of the Jose Cruz Jr. Show live here at Palace Social. Wednesday, they start their summer hours. They open up at 11. Of course, the Owls have their conference tournament. First game is coming up at 4 o'clock. And then the first game of the day is at 9 with Charlotte and Louisiana Tech. We'll talk more about DBU coming up in a second with Coach Cruz, but joined now by 2 Owls you're very familiar with. To my immediate right, it is the one and only J.D. McCracken, and to his right, one of the prides of Bel Air, Parker Smith. Gents?
Glad to be here.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming back. Repeat performances for both of you guys. Appreciate it. So first with you, JD, the news of the day, if you can call it that, you got named Conference USA Pitcher of the Week. See? Where were you when you found that out?
I was driving to the field and Coach Cruz texted me.
Okay.
But it wasn't, I looked it up on the website and it wasn't on there. Well, he just said congrats. Then I looked it up on the website and I was like, I think he knows before they posted it.
Yes.
And then my mom texted me.
That's how this works.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So when Mama tells you, you can believe it, right?
Yeah. She sent me the link, and I was like, okay, sounds good.
So what went into that when we've talked about in the past the steady improvements you've made, and coaches talked about it too earlier. I don't know if you heard it back there, but just what's gone into that and this specific outing against FIU? What was working so well for you?
I mean, like the whole season in general has been like just progressing each time that I throw and trying to figure out like what went wrong in outings and what went right, and like building on top of what went well and like keeping that rolling, and then minimizing the stuff that goes wrong. And I feel like everything honestly just came together like in an outing. Like a couple of my outings have been dinker hits, me having command issues, whatever, and I feel like everything came together to obviously have a pretty solid outing. So,
yeah. And Parker, speak to you on Friday. Another solid performance there, really good. I'm shorting you there. Sorry to undersell that, but what went into that one? As that y'all made me age some years there in those first two games. Speak to your performance and the team's win on that Thursday game.
Yeah, sure. It definitely wasn't my biggest, best performance on the mound. Kind of getting down early in that first inning, was tough to come back from. But I just kept my head down and kept throwing pitch by pitch, and then I guess 5 2/3 innings later I got pulled. But I'm just glad that we got the win, and that's really the only thing that matters at that point. Yeah.
Where have you seen JD improve the most this season from when you even met him? Like what's been striking to you?
Yeah, like JD's. It seems like every week he's making bits and pieces, putting them together, getting more comfortable on the mound. And he's really, it seems like he's really doing well at that and kind of hitting his stride on that.
And JD, kind of conversely, what have you seen from Parker that could either be an influence? I know you're different types of pitchers, obviously, but things you pick up on from him.
I mean, Parker just pumps the zone, and as a pitcher who pitches after him, it's always confidence-inducing to see somebody that just fills up the zone and see the success that they can have when you're in the strike zone. Like, hitters are going to get themselves out. Sometimes you're going to get hit, but I'd rather get beat by them than beat myself, for sure.
And Parker, you guys had so many close games from just an overall team standpoint. Partly how rewarding has it been to turn the table here at the end of the season, but also that knowing that you were a better team than your record said for all those really tight games y'all had.
Yeah, I'm just glad to be in the conference tournament. It's first postseason berth in a little while. So getting over that hump was the first thing, and then going forward, just building on that. Going into next year and even in the tournament, I think we're a young team and we have a lot to prove, definitely.
And JD, going against, I guess it'll be Parker's game, but maybe even better to ask you, JD, going against a Dallas Baptist team that you also pitched against, that's the number one seed. What does that mean? That it's sort of it's a home game, but I mean obviously neutral, so to speak. But what's that mean playing them again after you were so close to them those 3 games?
Yeah, I think the seeding obviously is it's there for a reason, but at the same time they may be the 1 seed, but I think they're one of the teams that we should have beat. The part of those games that you're talking about, our record doesn't reflect our team. I feel like DBU is one of the biggest examples of we had the opportunity to beat them 3 times, but this is the one that actually matters. So even if we swept them in the regular season, this is the one that actually matters. So I think it's our chance to really show people that we belong in this tournament.
What has been the difference down the stretch, Parker, to get this going into the postseason on the right note here?
I can't really speak on the hitters guy, but on the staff-wise, I think we're collectively, doing a better job at just isolating our jobs and not putting too much pressure on one outing, and just kind of, trying to mend together, piece by piece by piece, pitch by pitch by pitch, games, and then worry about the outcome of it later, and just do the best you can in each and every pitch that you throw.
Well, tell us about Gigi.
Oh, yeah. Gigi, I don't know if she's listening.
She's not, because you were a late addition, so she'll be watching this on replay.
Yeah.
Your grandma, we reference her on the broadcast all the time.
Yeah, Gigi's she's holding it down in Amarillo for sure.
And JD, speak to this season, what it's meant to. You came from Tennessee, obviously a high-profile program, but getting this shot here, and now getting into the postseason. What's that meant for you to
I mean, like, just watching college baseball as a kid, you know that the postseason is literally anybody's game. Somebody gets hot at the right time, any team can upset a team. Any team can go further than anybody ever expected, and that's all we ask for is a chance. So making this tournament is really important because we can really shock some people.
Yeah. All right. We got arcades, pop a shot. Probably if y'all being pitchers, I would advise against the bowling. I'm not in charge of you, but y'all go have some fun. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you for having us
Thank you
on.
very much. Jay Dee McCracken and one of the prides of Bel Air, Parker Smith, joining us. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll preview that Conference USA tournament. Final segment, final show here at Palace Social. It's the Jose Cruz Jr. Show live from Learfield.
Howdy Homemade Ice Cream is here. Howdy is an ice cream shop in Katy, Texas that makes ice cream in-house and has a unique mission to employ individuals that are differently abled. Stop by and enjoy some ice cream. With every scoop you buy, you help support employment for special needs. Coming to Rice Athletics venues in the fall.
Have no post-game plans? You do now. Head down the street to Little Woodrow's in Rice Village and relax over indoor and outdoor games, sports, and drink specials that a college student can't refuse. All you have to do is bring your student ID to enjoy $2.50 domestic drafts. Also, don't miss out on our Thursday college nights, as we've got $2 domestic drafts and $3 shot specials. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on all of our upcoming events and specials. Little Woodrow's, the official Rice Owls game day headquarters.
The true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with life-altering diagnoses. Team Impact pairs these kids with college athletic teams as part of a 2-year program, getting them off the sideline and into the game. The collegiate student-athletes gain a new teammate, a new friend, and a new perspective. For more information, visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Conference races are heating up, and we've got your bases covered more than ever on college sports now.
We always go 3 up and 3 down, and now we're doing it 2 times a week, every Tuesday and Thursday on CSN.
Take a trip around the bases with us, Kyle Schasberger, David Kahn, and Michael Serber as we journey toward Omaha.
Breaking news, special guests, top radio calls, and more. You can find it all wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
Welcome back to the Jose Cruz Jr. Show. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
You know it. It is the Jose Cruz Jr. Show live here at Palace Social. Before we talk bracket, Coach, how about this? Billy Forney, we had him on the first segment of the first show, but Bel Air guy, Rice guy, you're a Bel Air guy, Rice guy. This has been a wonderful, wonderful fit this
great,
season.
Man. It's been, no offense to our former location, but this is way better. Great TVs, excellent bar, great food. You know, it's nice. I love being here.
Yeah, and when you look at the tournament, obvious storyline with Dallas Baptist is you played them so close when they were at your place, and you get them back at your house. Your thoughts on Coach Hefner, that you have the, 28, I guess, one of those extra innings. You got 3 full games against them of experience.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, their team is really good, very polished. I told him, I complimented him on what he's been able to create there. They were known for their pitching for a bit, but their hitting's come along quite a bit. I mean, I want to say they're number 1 in one category and number 2 in the other when it comes to pitching and hitting in our conference. And their lineup is very long. Their bullpen is very deep. Like everybody seems to throw somewhere between 93 and 95 with a nice off-speed pitch. So they have done a really good job. They're creating a really nice program. So the task there is formidable. We're going to compete against them. I think we have some pieces that match up really well against them. But ultimately we have to execute, and let's see what we can do on Wednesday.
And when you look at, you play the 4 o'clock game, you also have in the bracket with you the next game, win or lose, you play either Western Kentucky or FAU. You just played Western Kentucky, and you played FAU tight at their place.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of good tape or good experience against them, too.
Right. I think, ultimately, in our conference, probably the most complete team would be DBU. I think UTSA they're very offensive, not as deep on the pitching side. And then everybody else is pretty bunched in there, very, very similar. Everyone has some sort of piece of something, whether it's a big bat or a big arm or a big bullpen arm. So we all kind of match up against each other fairly well, and it just comes down to who executes the best in these games. And now that we all know each other, there's no surprises. We've experienced every single good arm in this league that's in this tournament especially. And we faced Western Kentucky recently. We played them tough as well and came out empty-handed. So FAU the same thing. And their lefty, I want to say, that opened the first game against us, he's given us trouble for 2 years. So we're probably not going to face him no matter what. So, all of a sudden we got, I don't know who DBU is going to throw, probably Johnson, I'm thinking. And we did pretty good against him. We gave him some fits. So it's like, okay, everybody knows everyone. Parker knows everyone. Everybody doesn't know JD yet. But so it's a good thing. We have a lot of good things going on, and I'm excited to get our feet wet in this tournament and give our guys a shot at some postseason baseball.
What would you like, as we wrap up here, what would you like fans to know about nearing the end of your second season here, that the team is on the right track? Because we've talked a lot about in different interviews and off mic that the team is getting better. So what would you like to tell fans as we kind of wrap it up?
I think the more of the players that the style of player that I like is starting to come in more and more. I think on the pitching side, we have really good direction. I think we have a system that we think is going to be successful for us, and the guys are gravitating to it. There's a lot of buy-in there. I think on the hitting side, we're having a lot of the same thing, a lot of buy-in. Our language, our system is starting to make sense to everyone out there. I think they're going to be more and more comfortable when it comes to that. Defensively, we've played better this year. So it's like all of that's happening right before our very eyes. At the same time, it's like we're combining a lot of the technology stuff, and Rick Crash is a part of it, and DC Arendas is a part of it, to come in and create different types of exercises that are in development that create more strength, that are going to create more velocity, that are going to create more speed, that are going to create more bat speed. And that's kind of what we're developing. And I think with our foundation in the fundamentals of what we're doing, combined with the technology and the athletes we bring, is going to lead to something special.
Hey, thanks for everything you've done for me this year. Really appreciate you. And I know I speak for a lot of fans. Can't wait for some more baseball this year and down the line. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is your family of baseball coach, the Rice Owls, José Cruz.
Get that dub.
Junior. Mini dubs, right? Thank you so much to Walter this season engineering. Thanks to Zach and tonight Ashley back at the studio. Thanks to all our Learfield folks. Most off. Thanks to the fans listening, and thanks to y'all for coming out each week. Wouldn't have a show if we didn't have folks that come out. So we so appreciate y'all. Thanks to Kirby for putting up with me. And Billy Forney, if you're still here, thanks for hosting us and being a part of it. I saw Billy earlier. You're the man. Thank you, Billy. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Remember, Conference USA Tournament coming up. All session passes, pocket change for y'all. $110 reserved, $90 general admission. Single game, $20 or $15. That tourney starts at 9 a.m. Wednesday. The Owls play at 4 o'clock against those DBU Patriots, the #1 seed. And then the next day, either Western Kentucky or the Boca Raton Owls, the FAU Owls. It's been fun. Final show here. Have a great rest of this night. God bless. Go Owls. Rice fight. We'll be talking to the Conference USA Tournament coming up Wednesday. This is Rice Baseball from Learfield.
On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, you've been listening to the Jose Cruz Jr. Show live at Palace Social. Tonight's show was brought to you by IBEW Local Union 716, Carbach, crafted for serious fun, and by Palace Social, one of Houston's premier entertainment and event destinations, offering high-end food and cocktails, bowling, virtual reality, arcade, and so much more. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network.